Okay, we began the new parak yesterday of Ru Bezdin B'chol Yisrael, very famous parak. This is the parak they learn in yeshivas. We said that if Bezdin and everyone sees it, nonetheless you need Eidim to testify. We said Shloite Shmiya Gedol Miriya. So why do you have to testify? It says he saw it at night. So the answer you saw it at night. So therefore, Tosfos says that seeing it at night is when you say the next day, you're saying what you saw at night, and that's like Kabbalah's Eidos at night. We're not Makabal Eidim at night. Therefore, you had to go ahead and testify the next day. That was the Tosfos, and that's where we're up to. We're up to Ru Shloisha Behein Bezdin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines in the bottom. Ru Shloisha Behein Bezdin. So now only 3 people saw it, but the 3 people saw it have to be members of Bezdin. So you have 3 Bezdin. So what did the Mishnah say? Yamdu Shnayim of the Bezdin. 2 of them should stand up. The yeshiva mechavei reihem, and they should bring 2 more. Eitzel hayachid next to the individual, and now you have 2 testifying in front of 3. In other words, that one dayan alone is not enough. That one dayan alone is not enough. You need 2 people sitting with him. Fred, what? We'll get to it soon. Stop showing off. Amai hachinami neima loite shmiya gedol l'meriya. Why don't we say the same thing? In other words, over here, why do you need testimony at all? If they 3 saw it, why do you need Eidim in front of them? And what are you going to say? The same teretz? Then it's the same case as the case before. It would be redundant. You're going to say you saw it at night. Right? That's the same. That's the same case. So listen, no, it's not the same. Sefer, it's Tzrichulei. There's a purpose of the Sefer. What's the chiddush of the Sefer? The Eina Yachid Neman Al Yedei Atzmo. The chiddush of the Sefer is, fellas, that you need 3 dayanim and not 1. 3 dayanim and not 1. Now it's really interesting because the Torah does believe 1 aid. The Torah does believe 1 aid. It's only certain scenarios where you need more than 1, and usually there's a limit for it. But the Torah believes 1 aid. Not 1. I said 1 aid. 1 dayan. Excuse me. 1 dayan, not 1 aid. 1 dayan. But 1 dayan. So you would think that this is a scenario where 1 dayan is believed. Kamash B'lo not. Where do you see a scenario that 1 dayan is enough? Says the Gemara. Here it is. Right. Would have thought. Hoyle the Tanya will learn a brisa. Dine Mamonis Bishleisha. Dine Mamonis is with 3. And if he's accepted as a mumcha, he's a mumcha. Is an expert. Done afila biyachid. So hachanami nekadshe biyachidi. Therefore, if 3 people see it, let 2 Eidim stand up in front of that one, and let that one person announce that what it's mekudesh. Kamash Malon, you need 2 more. Says look, that's a great havamina, guys. What a great havamina. You see 1 dayan's believe. Why do you need over here 3? Says the Gemara. All right. It says, and for Gemara, there's no yachid, there's no bigger mumcha than Rabbi Moshe, right? Guys, less man the polig, the biggest dayan was Moshe, not Moshe, Moshe, right? Biggest dayan, right? The Karmala Kadosh Baruch Hu, Adik Aaron Bahadach. Guess what? That's 1. You needed 2. So you see that for Kiddush HaChodesh, you have a limud, guys, that what? You need 2. Succeeds Geschmack. Here you see that 1 dayan is taka believed, or that's why you need a pasuk. If you need 3 dayanim by default, why do we need a pasuk to teach me in this? Because in this case, not. Mastam is like 1 dayan would be good, right? It really is. Says the Gemara. Okay, now so very good. So we have our parents, guys, right? Let's focus on this case, guys. Last case: 3 people, 3 dayanim, right? 2 of them go ahead and testify. You add another to this one. You add 2 more, and you're good. But that's what it says. So now we have a problem over here that the aide is becoming a judge because all 3 saw the Levana. So the aide is becoming a judge.
The judge is becoming an aide.
What? Where's the judge becoming an aide? No. Dayan here means in judging. It doesn't mean the name Dayan. It means aid, nasa Dayan. Over here, you have the Chayra, they were first Eidim, correct? But they were 3. Don't view them as Dayanim. You 3 individuals. Forget the Dayan. You're getting mixed up by the name. Yes. You're 3 individuals. They see the Levana. They're all Eidim, right? Now you're taking one of them and saying, well, you're a dayan also. So the aid is becoming a dayan. Got it? In other words, you got caught up in the fact that their status, you're right, the status is a judge, but in the mitzias of the case, it's why it's a case of aid nasadayin. The name of the aid nasadayin, right? To say that, let's see Rashi, Misha Roy Lios aid bedover. Something is right with aid bedover, nasadayin. The elu kulan ruyan lios aidim shari kulan ruyan, right? As Rashi says, they're all roy to be aidim because they all saw it. You know, Rashi is explaining why they're all aidim. The eye is not testifying. Only one is only two are testifying. No, since they're roy to be seen, they're all dayanim. Says the Gemara, like Rabbi Akiva. Let's say the Mishnah is not in conjunction with Rabbi Akiva, right? The Tanya, Sanhedrin Shero Echad Sharagas and Nefesh, a Sanhedrin that one person saw them kill. Miksasan, why did I say one person? No, Sanhedrin Shero Echad Sharagas Nefesh. Sanhedrin saw one person kill. Miksasan Nasu Edim, Miksasan Nasu Dayanim. They were Reb Tarfin. Rabbi Akiva Mekula Nasanedim, Ve'enei Nasadayin. Since they all saw it, automatically they're all aidim by the capital punishment. They can't judge. Who I did over here? Since they all saw the Levana, one of them should not be able to be a judge. So let's say the Mishnah is not Rabbi Akiva. Now we'll make a distinction between capital punishment and Kiddush HaChodesh. And if the Gemara feel him Rabbi Akiva, you could say what? Our Mishnah is according to Rabbi Akiva. Ad kam lekam Rabbi Akiva hasam ela b'dinei nefashos. The Rachmana Amar v'shaftu ha'eda v'tzilu ha'eda. Now, we want to do everything in our power to go ahead and be matzel somebody. So by capital punishment, we'll learn maybe Mulamid Schusim ad Ma'oid. We saw the Gemara that a bezdin that kills, even in 70 years is considered a hanging bezdin. I think Rabbi Akiva's Nontaka says that. You know, it's very, they look to get off the hook with every single possible loophole you can. However, if you witness the murder, there's no way in the world you can go ahead and look for a schus. You saw the guy kill. So Memela says Rabbi Akiva, you won't be able to be Mekayim B'tzilu Esa Eda. You won't be able to be Mekayim that because why? Because you know unequivocally the guy killed, without a doubt. So of course you won't be able to check it out, right? So Memela, that's by Dinei Nefashos. But what about over here? The Kivin the Chazur, the Kotel Nafshe, Leimatzi Chaz Leischusa. Since he saw him kill somebody, he won't look for a schus. Aval Hacha, if you live Akiva Maida, over here Rabbi Akiva would Maida that what this aid could be, because there's no reason not. And everything will be very good. Okay, we go to the Shaifa. This is Sugya, Baruch Hashem, unser Baal Tekiya, Baruch Zeninda. This is Baruch's famous Sugya Shas. Baruch's the Baal Tekiya. You know this? Benji is the Baal Tekiya par excellence. Mamish par excellence. Mix Ashvachim B'fanav. I've been, but he has blessed lips. Right? John Keller, stop bullying my share.
He's not just a starter; he's a finisher also.
Oh, you had him here also? Oh, he's tremendous. He's tremendous. And now, Kol HaShofros Ksherim Chutz Mishal Para. All shofros are kosher, with the exception of a bull. Mifnei shehu keren, because it's not a shofar; it's a keren. You need something called a shofar. Now, what are called shofars? Rashi says. Ben shel ayel, ben shel yael, whether it's an ayel or yael. Now a yael, if you look on the Yomi base, right? If you look on the Yomi base, you see where it says Mishnah. Go down on the left side of Rashi, guys. Mishnah. It says go down 3 lines. It says yael. It says Steinbock. There's a deer called a Steinbeck. Yeah. Steinbeck. There's a deer called a Steinbeck. Steinbock. So this is it has a straight horn. It's like an ibex. It has a straight horn, right? They have them in Israel. They have straight horns that go straight up. These horns are considered they're pashut. They're straight. It's supposed to cuff off as opposed to curve, right? So now, kol shofros kasherim chutz mishal parav neishu keren. Rabbi Yosi, well, like kol shofros nikru keren. What are you talking about? Gavaldi akasha. Every shofar is called a keren. Shneimar, it says b'mishreich b'keren yovel. When you draw the keren of yovel. Now yovel, what are you blowing, guys? You're blowing a shofar. Why? You want to go ahead and announce freedom to the slaves, right? It's a Yom Kippur. You're blowing it. Yeah, why is it called b'mishreich keren? So said Rabbi Yossi, a great taina. If your whole reason for not going ahead and using that of a para is because it's called what? A keren. Every shofar is called a keren. Every shofar is called a keren. So why can't you go ahead and do this? Now it's very fascinating. Rashi You would think, I'd ask you, where do you learn the word shofar from? Which yontif do you learn it from? What would you say? You wouldn't say Yom Kippur. Stop it. You say Rosh Hashanah. Okay, we're from Yom Kippur. You can tank us. Anyway, says the Gemara. What does it say? Look, guys, look inside. Look at Rashi. This is what it says. Shu Karen, ain't a kari shofar. The guy be Yom Kippur shofar ksiv. You learn it out from Yom Kippur. Shvahavarta shofar trua. You should pass what? A shofar trua. You learn it out from which parsha? You learn it out from parsha of Yovel. Ubeperik Basra Gamrina Rosh Hashanah mi Yovel. And the last parak, guys, we're going to learn out Rosh Hashanah from Yovel. So it comes out Rosh Hashanah you learn from Yovel, Yom Kippur, because it doesn't say shofar. It says trua, but it doesn't say shofar. So therefore, you learn it out from Yom Kippur. Fascinating. Says the Gemara inside. Now, Shapik Rabbi Yosef Rabbanon, right? The pasuk says, "B'mshoich Karen haYovel." Mashma clearly that what? That a Karen is a shofar. So it says by you're blowing a shofar and it's called a Karen. And for the Gemara, no. 3 terutzim, guys. 3 terutzim to explain why you can't use the shofar of a par. Kol ha-shofar is ikri shofar, vikri Karen. They're called both. The para Karen ikri, shofar lo ikri. Guess what? It's called a Karen, but it's not called a shofar. In other words, you're right. A shofar is called a Karen. But by a par, you only have a Karen. It's not called a shofar. You need both. You need both. And an ayil is both, and a yal is both. Diksiv, where do you see this? It's called, it says, Bechor Shoyrei Hardalo. The hiddur of a Bechor is the Kanei Re'im Karnov. So Diksiv, now what do we see from there? We see that what? Bechor Shoyrei Hardalo, the Kanei Re'im Karnov. So you see that what? That it's called, by a shor, it's only called a Karen. Rabbi Yossi says, Amlacha, the para nami ikri shofar. Para is also called a shofar. Diksiv, v'teitiv la, and it'd be v'teitiv la Hashem, it'd be pleasing to Hashem. Mishar par, imshar lama par, v'par lama shar. Guys, a par is a day old, and a shar is 3 years old, right? So the shar, the Maisa Bereshis, was created. The kaimasa, we had the Gemara earlier, right? It was completed. It wasn't a baby shar. It was right. It was big. So now, the teitiv, it was pleasing Hashem mishar par imshar lama par lama shar. Elamai shar is par mishayfa. It's a play on words, guys. You take the word shar par, it spells out shayfa, right? Mm-hmm. Take out the middle ratio, it spells out shayfa. So that's what Rabbi Yossi says. Okay, so it's called the shayfa. For Rabbanon. But what do they do with this limit of bishar par? Kid Rav Masna. Dam Rav Masna. My shar par shu gadol kippar. That it grew up. It was big like a par. It came out whole as opposed to what as a baby. Bottom line is that each one held serve. Okay, so we have Rabbi Yossi's taina, and we have the teretz. What's the first teretz? A shofar is called a keren, and a shofar, but a par is only called a keren. Now, Ula Amar Hainu Time of the Rabban, a very famous Gemara, Kedar Chista. Now we did a Masech the Yuma, and we all know we one thing from the Masech that the Kohen Gadol wears 4 begadim of white linen. He changes them 5 times, right? But inside, that any avodah done inside on Yom Kippur is only in the big day Lavan. Why doesn't he wear the big day Zahav? She'ein katega nasa senega. Something that will prosecute you, such as gold, a remembrance of the Egel Hazahav. We can't nasa sanega become a defendant on Yom Kippur. So therefore, he doesn't wear it inside. Now, so l'chayra, the shofar, if it's of a par is an older egel, it's going to remind the Kadosh Baruch Hu kaviyachol of the Cheder egel. That's the second teretz. Says the Gemara, "V'loi, you're telling me that what you can't for ikadam par." We have the par of Aaron. He goes inside. He spritzes this dam. It's from a par. I ain't taking as a senega. Says the Gemara, "Yishtani. Guess what? Once it goes from par to be blood, it's blood. It's blood. It's not the par. It changed. So kaviyachol, Hashem doesn't know. Of course, Hashem knows. But again, it's not an overt insensitivity to the concept of inkategan as senega because of its changed status. One second, inkategan as senega. You go inside. What do you see? Mamish, everything's gold. The orange gold. The kaporis is gold. The kruvim are gold. So inkategan as senega. And the Gemara choyte bal yakruf kamin. No. That's there all the time. But you're going to come in, being magrav to come close to bring it in from the outside. That you can't do. So you wear white clothing because you can't give big days off. The chayta can't come in wearing the garments. Fred kafu machta. So what he spoke about, guys, remember the Kohen Gadol, what does he come inside with? He says a kaf, a golden spoon of incense, and a machta, a golden shovel, and he's going to put it down, and he's coming in from the outside. How could he come in with gold? Says the Gemara, a chayta bal yisno should be adorned. Who should be adorned, I said. And this is an adornment if he's going to be wearing the begodim. But carrying gold is not an adornment. So, and 1 second, and the shofar is an adornment? And the shofar is an adornment? Let's see Taisvis. Choyte bal yisnoach, v'gabe shofar misnoeh nami b'kol tchiyasai. By shofar, listen to this. He's adorned with the kol of the tkiya. Now, what does that mean? He's adorned with the kol of the tkiya. Doesn't mean he has a gnaw from it. It means he's adorned from it. So klape shmaya, let's say there's two places. There's that world and there's this world. Yeah. In that world, what is the shofar effect? It's ma'ar of the sun. So that's he's adorned, the tkiya is adorned by messing up the sun. And this world, if you remember, it's not a malacha, it's a chachma. We look at a Baal Tekeya, right? He's a Baal Tekeya. He's not a it's a chachma, right? A person, it's not some malacha. It's not an arbiter. It's not someone who works. It's a chachma. So he's adorned by the kol shofar. So therefore, that's the way the Sifsei Chacham explains Tosfos to explain why the part would be. It's a very nice pshat. Why this would be problematic and not be a kastiratein katega nasis anega regarding the kaf of the machta. Okay, so right now he's held serve. Right now we can't blow it apart because ein katega nasis anega. Fred the Gemara, great question. Vika big days home in bechutz. Hey, he does wear big days off, just not inside. He wears it outside to do the avodah. How could he? If ain't kategen asas anega, and for the Gemara b'mifnim karminan, we're speaking about what? Inside. Only inside is it a problem. Outside, not. For the Gemara, shofar nami b'chutzu, an obvious question. The shofar is blown outside, and for the Gemara, kivin dilsi karin hu kivifnim dami. Since it's for the purpose of going ahead and being maska, the Akedah, be master, the schus of Klal Yisrael, says the Bali Tosfos. What's the asik of a shofar? It goes in one ear and out the other. HaKadosh Baruch Hu should go in, the Chatoim should go in and out the other. It's Kilchnai Lefnim. I heard a Sfas Emes. It's Kedai guys to hear the Sfas Emes. Kedai to come tonight. Listen to this Sfas Emes. We know there's a mitzvah aliyah regel. Why is there no mitzvah aliyah regel on Rosh Hashanah? Why is no mitzvah aliyah regel on Rosh Hashanah? So Sfas Emes answers using this Gemara. It says like this: the purpose of being aliyah regel is that you should be in the Makom HaMikdash. You should be being kabbanis and be close to the Krevis to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You see that the shofar has the capacity to take zikaron and place it where? Kilifnim. It's unnecessary, says this, the Sfas Emes, to go ahead and go up there, because wherever you are and you blow the shofar, it's going to be machmas you inside the Beis Hamikdash. Isn't that great? It's good. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Shmak as anything. Okay, beautiful. Here, Reb David, Gaval de Gavart. Anyway, says the Gemara. So right now, very good. So we ain't kategen as sanega. We answered any possible questions, right? Whether it's to be being close or adorned or coming inside. That's a very geshmaka. That's a very geshmaka teretz, but that's not what the Mishnah says. The Mishnah says the reason is, guys, look at the Mishnah. Kol shayf is kasher and chutz mishal para. What? If they can take an asanega, it said Meshu Karen. So, Abaya, you're an Amira. Ulu, you're an Amira. Where are you coming up with these ideas? And for the Gemara, I'll tell you what it is. Right? Vatana Mefeshu Karen Kamar, Chadavoid Kamar. One and I'll up you one. One and I'll up you one. Chad then can take an asanega, Void Mefeshu Karen. Rabbi Yossi Amalachad. The Ka'amrin can take an asanega. Rabbi Yossi is going to answer up the tinus. That you said in can take an asanega. Hani mili b'fnim. He didn't buy the shayf and be mafus. He didn't like the Hasidic Torah. He was a litvak. He said, "No, I don't care. Go ahead and bring the stuff inside. I don't care." Right? With the kind of thing, Karen, call a shayf is not me. You could Karen. It's called a Karen. All shayf is also Karen. He answered that up already. Okay, so he held serve. Abaya Ama, a third teretz. So we have two teretzim, guys. We said the first one that is called a Karen, and the other thing is called a Karen and a Shar. Second one, Shaifer. Here we have Inkatek and Asanega. Abaya, that's Ula. Omar Abaya, how time of the Rabbanon? Shaifer Rachman of Leishtaim Shleisha Shaifrais. For had the para keeping the koi gildy mischazik Shleim Shleisha Shaifrais. You ever see a tree? You look at when they cut it down, you see the rings, because every year it grows another circle. The para, as it grows another layer. It's not one set para. There's always another layer, another layer. So it appears if it's two or three shofars, right? Different slivers. Mashenkin and ayil is like we have. It's one shofar, it's one shofar. Says the Gemara, for Hatanya, if they shoot Karen, the Mishnah said because it was a Karen. Says the Kamar, says the Chadabayt Kamar, the same teretz. Chada the Shaifa, Echad Amrachman of Leishtein Shneishus. That's the main teretz. Void additional teretz. Neishu Karen. What does Rabbi Yossi do with this Abayis teretz? Rabbi Yossi Yom Lechad the Kamar Shaifa Echad Amrachman of Leishtein Shneishus. I don't have his spilus. Kim and the Mechabi Adadi Chadu. Since they're connected together, good. Whatever it looks like, but it's one Shaifa. With the Kamar Neishu Karen. In other words, if it's two Shaifas, one beside the other, you got a problem. But if it's one Shaifa that just looks like two, no. If they shoot Karen, with the time if they shoot Karen, call a shayfus nami yikru Karen. Now the Gemara goes tangentially off into speaking different Lashain. It's very fascinating etymology. Says the Gemara. My mashma the hayoivla lishna de dichrahu. Now you say, how do you know yovel is the lashon of a ram? The Tanya. Rabbi Akiva keshalachti la'Aravia. When I went to Arabia, they called a ram yuvla. Rabbi Akiva keshalachti legalia. When I went to Galia, I currently need the galmuda. My galmuda, gemoila dam mibaila. She's separated from her husband. She's during the time may need this. Rabbi Akiva keshalachti. He did a lot of traveling. Rabbi Akiva keshalachti la'Afriki. When I went to Africa, I currently lema kasita. Lamay nafkamino leprushe. That in Parshas Vayishlach, Meya Kasita, he bought it from Meya Kasita, the Raisa. And with Meya Kasita, the Raisa is more donkey. So in other words, we're able to attach up a coin. They didn't know what a coin meant until Rabbi Kiva heard it in that faraway land. I'm a Rebbe. Kishalachli lekrachiyam, says Rebbe Yudah Nasi, when I went to the boondocks of the sea, went to the cities, the port cities, they call transactions kira. The frushe Pashas Vayechi, the Asher Karisi Li. Karisi, what does it mean? That I bought the Maras HaMachpelah. When I went to this place, Kan Nishraya, they called the Kala Ninfi. They called the Kala a Ninfi. Or the Tarnagal Sechvi, and they call the Tarnagal a Sechvi. The Kala Ninfi Mikra, it says Yefei, this is describing Yerushalayim, guys. Yefei Noif Misais Kala Aretz. It's the beautiful bride, the joy of the land. Right, so you see the lashon knife, the nifi, and speaking like a bride. Well, the Tarnagal Sechvi, Rav Yehuda Maravi, B'Yisem Rabbi Shmuel Levi, Mikra, Misas Betuchais Chachma, who is placed in the smooth ones of Chachma. You got the answer, Sechvi Vina. Misas Betuchais Chachma Elukloyas. The kidneys are very smooth. I mean, Nasan the Sechvi Vina is a Tarnagal. So again, we learned why you say that that's the Sechvi Vina is a Mefurish Gemara in Chavav, and they learned it from the boondocks. Levi Iklala, who Asra, Asa Gabal Kamei Amalei, said to him, Kaboyan Planya. Planya is Kaboyan me. Rashi says, Gazlani Planya, he stole from me. Levi Yoda might come. Levi didn't know what he was saying, Kaboyan. So Asi Sholbim, his Medrash came to base Medrash. Amalei told him, Gazlan, he told me the guy stole from me. So Amalach, the Chsiv, because it says, Hayikba Odam Elakim. Amalei Rava, Mebarnish Lavashi, Havi Hasan Bible is there. I would have interrogated the person and figured it out. I would have said, Lei, Hechi Kavach. My kavach, my kavach, or may love Yadina, and I wouldn't know exactly what happened. The EU sovereign, they beheld he was not going to ask questions, but Milsadi Surah Kamalei, he thought he was telling him that he was over on some Indian about Rayas. Now, have the other Rabbana, my Sirugin. Rabbana didn't know what Sirugin is. There's a Mishnah in Megillah, Daf Yutzayin, that if you read the Megillah Sirugin, you're not Yoitza. What is Sirugin? It means you're skipping. Shamul Amsa de Rebbe, they heard the Amsa de Rebbe, they heard the made in Rebbe's house, the Chazinu Rabbanon, Davi Ayel Paski. They were coming to Rebbe's house a little bit at a time, piecemeal. So Amaluhu Admotayatim Nechasim Sirugin. So they figured it out that it means what, like skipping. Like have the other Rabbanon May Chaloigel Gois. They didn't know what the word Chaloigel Gois meant. Try to say that quickly. Yumachad Shomel Amams the Rebbe. They heard the Amsar Rebbe. The Chaziluhu Gavra. They come Vader Paprachina. He was going ahead and spreading some type of spice or herbs. Amalei ad masai atam mefazer chalugugach. How are we going to go ahead and spread that stuff around? So they found out what that is. Like have a other rabbanon mai salsalu usuramcha. Usurumecha. Yumachad Shomila Amsterdam Rebbe, Davi Amalahu Gavra, Davi Kama Hapich Bisari, who's curling his hair. Amalei, Amate Atam Salsal Bisarech. How long are you going to be curling your hair for? So the salsala, they say this means to go ahead and curl. Like every other Mai Vitata Say B'Matas Ashmad. We don't know what that means. A pasuk, not a good pasuk. Shemul Amsterdam Rebbe, Davi Amalah Chaverta Shakuli Tatisa. Take the broom, the Tase basin, and sweep out the house. So, but Tatasis and Matata Ashmad, Kodesh Baruch Hu is going to sweep you away with a broom of destruction. That's what it means. Place your load on Hashem. They didn't know what load meant. So this Arab, the Darinan Tuna is carrying a load. Take your load, throw it on my camel. So you figured out that the word Yehavcha means. So all these cases I found the pasuk. So it's really Bonsi spoke out beautiful today from the Pirkei Avos, the parish of the Babylon Pirkei Avos, and he gave a hesped on Rabbi Yehuda Nasi. He was speaking, lauding Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, how unbelievable he was, his yichus, his wealth, his anivus. The Gemaras, he being Gemaras, Rabbi never put his hands below his waist, Rabbi never had enough from his money. Rabbi was unbelievable. And he said he was such an unbelievable Baal Lashon, because you see from this Gemara, even the Amsterdam Rebbe knew clear words. You know, where they learn it from? They must have learned it from Rebbe. It was a nice raya. Where all these women, they Chum didn't know, they knew where they knew from Rebbe, so Rebbe is a big Baal Lashon. Shaifa Shel Rosh Hashanah, the Shaifa of Rosh Hashanah, Shel Yael Pashit, is made from a Pashit Yael, meaning a Steinbeck that's straight, Upiv Mitzupa Zahav, and the opening, not where you blow, but the opening on top was covered with gold. Right? What? No, but you know what? You have to say that this goes according to Rabbi Yossi, because it ain't Katega Nasa Senega, how will you be able to do it? Right. Guys, how would you be able to do this, fellas? Guys, we just had Pshatim, right? It must be Ein Katega Nasa Senega. It must be Rabbi Yossi who doesn't hold it at. Or else, how can you do this? Ushtei chatzaitzos min atzadim, and they have two chatzaitzos on the side. Shofar ma'arich, chatzaitzos mekatzer. The shofar would blow long, and the chatzaitzos would blow short. Shemitzvah hayom b'shofar. Mitzvah hayom is b'shofar. Ub'taniyah shel secharim, and b'taniyos they would use shel secharim. They would use rams, kfufim that are curved. U'piyei mitzupa kesef, and the openings is covered with kesef. Ushtei chatzaitzos be'emsa, and the chatzaitzos were in the middle. So you had two shofars on the side and two chatzaitzos in the middle. Shofar mekatzer, the shofar would blow short. The chatzaitzos maricha, shemitzvah hayom b'chatzaitzos, it's a tinus. The mitzvah hayom is b'chatzaitzos. Shava Yovel Rosh Hashanah, l'ktiyah brachas, it's equal in tkiyas and brachas. The Yom Kippur blowing on Yovel is equal. Rabbi Yehuda Omer Rosh Hashanah taikim b'shal zacharim u'b'Yovel shel ye'elam. Okay, I'm gonna ask you to go to. I sent out a chart. It will facilitate understanding this Gemara. I'll put it up here. You can get this. You have the chart there. You really get special treatment. You should. Guys, you can see. You're good. Right? Okay, here we go. Yeah, if you have your phones. Mendy, you want to look right? Okay, guys, tell me when you open up. You good? This is going to be the next piece of Gemara. So it gets a little convoluted. Tell me when you got it. It's on the chat. I put it on the chat.
You see?
It's on the chat. Go to the chat. There's two chats. There's the original and you got it? You're good? You have it? Avrami Yesh, you got it? Yehuda? Okay, good. Now going across the top, three possibilities: Rosh Hashanah, Yovel or Yom Kippur, and Tainus. Good. The Tanakama holds that on Rosh Hashanah we blow a straight one. On Rosh Hashanah we blow straight because Kamid the Pashit Ma'alei Tova. The straighter it is, the better it is. On Yom Kippur we learn a Gezerah Shava from Rosh Hashanah, so it's straight. We had the Gezerah Shava. I brought that Rashi in, right? So if you're going to hold straight on Rosh Hashanah, you're going to hold straight on Yom Kippur by Yovel. By Tainus, you use a bent shofar. Why? To differentiate from Rosh Hashanah. That's the Tanakama. We don't hold like this, guys. Good? That's the that sheet. Now, Rabbi Yehuda. On Rosh Hashanah, we blow a bent one because Kamid the Kayef Ma'alei Tuva. The more you are bent over, guys, the reason you're bent over, you're davening, you're looking down. So that's better. On Yovel, you blow a straight one. Why? Because you're calling drawer, it says nothing, and he doesn't learn the Gezer Shava. And the Machloikas B'Shainim, what Rabbi Yehuda holds by Tainus, where the bent, the Ran says bent, the Ritva says straight. Rabbi Levi, he says like Rabbi Yehuda in one way. He holds like Rabbi Yehuda regarding the on Rosh Hashanah. However, he disagrees by Yovel. He does learn the Gezer Shava from. He learns out from Rosh. He learns the bent out from what? Not because of the Kama the Kayev Tfei. He learns it out from the Gezer Shava from Yom Kippur. And since Yom Kippur is bent, Rosh Hashanah is also bent. And on the Tainus, he uses a straight one to differentiate. Okay, so that's going to facilitate our understanding. I don't know. I never heard it. Says the Gemara. Rab Levi, mitzvah shel Rosh Hashanah v'shel Yom Kippur b'kfufim. Levi says the mitzvah of Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur is b'kfufim. The bottom line. V'shel kol Hashanah b'pshutim, and all the Tainus is with a straight. Fred Gemara v'tanan shofar shel Rosh Hashanah shel Yal pashit. The shofar of Rosh Hashanah is straight, not curved. Hudama Rabbi holds ki haytana the Tanya. Rabbi Yudoimer Rosh Hashanah hayetoikim b'shel scharim kfufim b'yavla shel ye'elam. So it comes that Levi agrees by Rosh Hashanah, but he disagrees by Yovel. Fred Gemara v'leimi hilchas Rabbi Yehuda totally. Says just like bent by Rosh Hashanah, I would think he holds straight by Yovel. Kamash Malon, he doesn't hold straight by Yovel. He only holds bent by Yovel. Afilu shel Yovel nami Rabbi Yehuda strelei Kamash Malon. What's as far as the machlokes? Masav Rosh Hashanah kama the kaife in shit daite tfei. Rabbi Yehuda says the more a person is bent over, the better it is. Yom Kippurim kama the pashin in daite tfei. By Yom Kippur, standing straight is better. Tfei malei. Umasav Rosh Hashanah kama the pashin in daite tfei. Right, malei to stand up straight is better in Rosh Hashanah. Let's change the gersa. Over Yom Kippurim nami the goma gezer shavu v'tainus. So straight is not a kama. And with Tainus, coming to Koy finish, is better over there. Thanks everyone for listening.